Alright, so we got the strawberry field in, or patch, strawberry patch. We got all them put in. It didn't rain as much as we thought it would, but we done watered them. It's doing great. But today we are actually canning strawberries. So I went to a place in South Carolina that has, they're local to us, some of the best strawberries. So we bought 4 gallons of strawberries, and I plan on making some strawberry jam and some strawberry preserves, maybe some strawberry syrup. I'm not quite sure what all I'm going to make. I am starting with some jam though. So Mason and Riley have been, I got them washed up and they've been cutting the tops off of 2 gallons. So this is 2 gallons that's in this pot now. Thank y'all for doing that.
You're welcome.
How many of you ate?
I don't know.
Over here I've got my canner, my water bath canner warming up. I have been basically washing dishes for about an hour. I'm waiting on my hot water to warm back up. I've still got some jars in here. My goal is to do 20 of these half-pint jars of jam, and I got everything else already washed and ready. I've got my rings in there along with the rest of the jars. But I'm just waiting on my hot water because I've ran it out twice already. So what I'm going to get started on now is I'm going to go ahead and start my recipe for my jam. And I don't use the ball because I use Pomona's pectin. It is a low sugar or no sugar pectin. I've talked about it before. I actually think I have a video on like peach jam or something I made several years ago. But I've got the Pomona's pectin cookbook, preserving book. What I'm doing today is the simple classic strawberry jam. So it's got just a cup of sugar, whereas to like Ball's recipe has like 9 cups of sugar. It's kind of crazy. So I've got 9 cups of strawberries I need, some calcium water, and the pectin, which is in the fridge waiting for me, and my sugar and my strawberries. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna get our jam cooking, and then with the other 2 gallons of strawberries, I may just go ahead and freeze them because I have some other things that I got to do. Mason has his homeschool prom Friday, and I have to make their corsages and boutonnieres. And I've got 2 nieces that are graduating from 2 different colleges on the same day next weekend, and I'm doing their graduation party. So I've got to get some things made for it, decoration wise. So I don't know if I'm gonna go can the rest of those, or if I'm just going to slice them for like smoothies and stuff. But either way, I'm going to get them washed and put up in some way, form, or fashion. I just want y'all to look at how beautiful and gorgeous these strawberries are. They look so delicious. Alright, so we got the first round done. I tripled that recipe times 3, and I ended up with 12 jars. I could have got about 14 jars out of what was in there. I've still got a little bit left, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them, and then all of the extra jam that don't go in jars because I've got just a limited amount of jars, I'm going to put in a container. And the kids want a strawberry cake, so I'm going to use that to make a strawberry cake with. It'll be fine. It's jam, not jelly, so it's not like the thick, super thick. It's more like preserves. It should be pretty good for a cake. That's how much I've got left in this. We've got 12 jars in the canner. I've got some more jars to wash here. I'm going to try to avoid re-washing this stuff. I'm going to rinse some of it off, but I'm just going to go to washing strawberry, or get these jars washed, wash strawberries, and then start cutting the rest of the strawberries up. Alright, so we got the strawberry jam done. Now we are going to do these ramps. We end up having 3 bunches. We're going to try for 4 jars and see how that works out. But first we've got to blanch them. And so we've got our ice water sitting there. and then we put them in the jars, and then we'll make our brine to pour over the top of them. You know. Alright, you're going to put them down into the water for about 15 seconds. Make sure they get into the boiling water. There's none like sticking up, you know. And then you're going to go right over here. And you're going to go right to the ice water. Oh, it smells so good. I wish I had some of Jen's cornbread.
Hell yeah. Jen, make me some cornbread.
He's been craving your cornbread since the other day. So now we're going to put them in the jars and we'll make our brine. So the brine is pretty much just vinegar and pickling spice. This is some pickling spice that I made last year. Just whatever you have will work. Alright, so we only had enough for 2 jars after we blanched them, but that is 3 bunches. There's a lot in there. It don't look like much, but these are also the wide mouth half pint jars, so they can hold a little bit more. Now over here I've got my brine. It's almost to a boil, ready to go. I'm gonna tell you what's in it, just in case you want to know. Any pickle brine should work for this. It should be fine. But this one is for 1/4 pound of ramps, 2 cups of cider vinegar, 1 1/2 cup of white vinegar, 1 1/2 cups of water, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of pickling spice, and 2 bay leaves. So my pickling spice has got bay leaves in it, so I just put about 1.5 tablespoons or so because we like them pretty stout, and that pickling spice is a little milder than one you get from the store.
How much room?
Make sure they're covered. You have strawberry all over you.
Do you? Yeah.
Alright, so my timer's fixing to go off for these 2 jars of ramps. I got I was proud of myself. I got all the dishes washed and put up, ready to go back up to the house, and then put the ones put up here that stays down here. I think tonight I'm just gonna do, I got a rotisserie chicken I'm gonna do with a little bit of meat left on it, so I'm gonna do like just a simple chicken casserole, Nana's chicken casserole. If you go back years ago and watch that recipe, that's what I'm doing. Then I promised the kids I would do a cake, so I'm probably gonna do just a simple vanilla cake with some cream cheese icing and pour those strawberries over top. So we ended up with 22 jars of jam. Now I always forget until it's too late to stir in my strawberries or my fruit while it's setting, so that my fruit doesn't float to the top. And I have forgot that every year except maybe 1 or 2 years. I'm going to be doing some more in a couple weeks, and I'm going to try my best to remember. I always forget, but it's okay, it'll eat. And then my timer just went off for this, so let's go ahead and grab these out. Alright, actually I changed my mind. I'm going to let this sit for a minute. I went to take my lid off, and where it's cooled down in here some, it was making that cracking noise. I'm just watching it very, very closely. So yeah, I'm going to wait and let this cool off for just a minute. So in addition to the 22 jars of jam, I have 3 cups left in this, and then this whole thing. This is set jam, and then about a cup of this is set jam, and then under this was the leftover crushed strawberries that we didn't eat. This is going to go for my cake tonight. This I'm going to put in the fridge and make some oatmeal bars with. Since it's the set jam, it does a little bit better. This is just kind of mixed a little bit of both, so it's a little juicier, looser, not as firm as this is. So I could have canned this, but I chose not to, mainly because I ran out of the size jars that I wanted to do. I could have done half pints, but I don't like doing that with jam. with jam, I would rather pull out 2 of those if I need to than have food go to waste if I'm using the half pint, and sometimes that happens. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing us put our strawberries in and just plant some more seeds, and of course canning. I wish I could have showed more, but it's hard to film whenever you're canning and you have to keep your hands clean, and I can't like stop, wash my hands, film for a minute, wash my hands again, go back to canning. So it takes a little bit to be able to do that with just one person. But I want to thank you guys for coming along with me today, and just to continue to support my channel and watch us. It means the world to me and helps us out a lot, and I just love you guys. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and God bless. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, these are gonna be so good.